Hosta is a genus of plants commonly known as hostas, plantain lilies and occasionally by the Japanese name giboshi. Hostas are widely cultivated as shade-tolerant foliage plants. The genus is currently placed in the family Asparagaceae, subfamily Agavoideae, and is native to Northeast Asia. Like many lilioid monocots, the genus was once classified in the Liliaceae. The genus was named by Austrian botanist Leopold Trattinnick in 1812, in honor of the Austrian botanist Nicholas Thomas Hosta. In 1817, the generic name Funkia was used by German botanist Kurt Sprengel in honor of Heinrich Funk, a collector of ferns and alpines. This was later used as a common name and can be found in some older literature. Description: Hostas are herbaceous perennial plants, growing from rhizomes or stolons, with broad lanceolate or ovate leaves varying widely in size by species from 1–18 inches long and 0.75–12 in broad. The smallest varieties are called miniatures. Variation among the numerous cultivars is even greater, with clumps ranging from less than 4 in across and 3 in height to more than 6 ft across and 4 ft high. Leaf color in wild species is typically green, although some species are known for a glaucous waxy leaf coating that gives a blue appearance to the leaf. Some species have a glaucous white coating covering the underside of the leaves. Natural mutations of native species are known with yellow-green colored leaves or with leaf variegation. Variegated plants very often give rise to sports that are the result of the reshuffling of cell layers during bud formation, producing foliage with mixed pigment sections. In seedlings, variegation is generally maternally derived by chloroplast transfer and is not a genetically inheritable trait. The flowers are produced on erect scapes, generally taller than the leaf mound, that end in terminal racemes. The individual flowers are usually pendulous, 0.75–2 inches long, with 6 petals, white, lavender, or violet in color and usually scentless. The only strongly fragrant species is Hosta plantain, which has white flowers up to 4 in long. It is also unusual in that the flowers open in the evening and close by morning. This species blooms in late summer and is sometimes known as August lily. Taxonomy: taxonomists differ on the number of Hosta species. There may be as many as 45. Accordingly, the list of species given here may be taken loosely. The genus may be broadly divided into 3 subgenera. Interspecific hybridization occurs since all the species have the same chromosome number. Except H. ventricosa, which is a natural tetraploid that sets seed through apomixis. Many cultivated hostas formerly described as species have been reduced to cultivars. These often have their names conserved, and retain Latin names which resemble species names. Accepted species as of October 2014. Cultivation: hostas are widely cultivated, being particularly useful in the garden as shade-tolerant plants whose striking foliage provides a focal point. Though Hosta plantain originates in China, most of the species that provide the modern plants were introduced from Japan to Europe by Philipp Franz von Siebold in the mid-19th century. Newer species have been discovered on the Korean peninsula as well. Hybridization within and among species in cultivars has produced numerous cultivars, with over 3,000 registered and named varieties, and perhaps as many more that are not yet registered with the American Hosta Society. Cultivars with golden or white variegated leaves are especially prized. Popular cultivars include Francais, Gold Standard Undulata, June, and Sum and Substance. Newer, fragrant cultivars such as guacamole are also popular. The American Hosta Society and the British Hosta and Hemerocaulis Societies support Hosta display gardens, often within botanical gardens. Hostas are frequently exhibited at major shows such as the Chelsea Flower Show. Cultivars. The following is a list of cultivars that have gained the Royal Horticultural Society's Award of Garden Merit. Toxicity: hostas are toxic to dogs, cats, and horses due to the saponins contained in the plant. Symptoms include vomiting and diarrhea. Pests and diseases: hostas are eaten by deer, rabbits, voles, slugs and snails, which can cause extensive damage to collections in gardens. Some varieties seem more resistant to slug damage than others. Poison baits using either metaldehyde or the safer iron phosphate work well, but require repeated applications. Deer control tends to be variable, as anything other than fencing tends to work for a few years then ceases to work as they become accustomed to it. Foliar nematodes, which leave streaks of dead tissue between veins, have become an increasing problem since changes in attitudes about pesticides since the mid-1990s in many countries have caused a resurgence in this once-controlled pest. There are no effective means for eliminating nematodes in the garden, although they can be controlled to the point where few or no symptoms are seen. A Patex virus called Hosta virus X was first identified in Minnesota, USA in 1996. Plants that are infected must be destroyed as the disease can be transmitted from plant to plant by contaminated sap. Symptoms include dark green ink bleed marks in the veins of yellow-colored leaves, and/or tissue collapse between veins. It can take years for symptoms to show, so symptomless plants in infected batches should also be considered infected. References: Pink, A Gardening for the Million. Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. External links: American Hosta Society, Hosta Library 17,000 Hosta photographs, articles, and Hosta auction, Hosta virus X, Kansas State University, Hostas Cubit, Danish Hosta Society, Plants for a Future descriptions of the edibility of several species, Hosta lists and Hosta garden themes. Don Rawson's Hosta lists, containing over 16,000 entries in 86 lists.